Hello everybody, and welcome back to another recap. This week covers the quarterfinals, the bracket stage with the biggest culling. With so many fierce competitors fighting for their tournament lives, there was bound to be a multitude of close matches, so let's get right into it. Our first featured match is Taiwan versus Japan in the losers bracket. Taiwan, already proven to be a formidable team through their upset against Spain, went with LN1 as their first choice in the match, deciding it was going to be a noodle-filled angle to try to get something going. This didn't work out, however, as even though Veloz top scored with an impressive 994, the team overall took too many misses to be able to capitalize. Now up, Japan swiftly picked their protective Rice 3, the stamina map, and it was yet another battle that proved why the third man is so important. Shirakuma's full combo led to their score difference compared to Alex being about the same as Japan's score difference over Taiwan. After Japan got a clean win on LN2, signs of life finally appeared as Taiwan traded back the breakpoint by picking up Grossto's castle through the combo game.
Shirokuma finding another miss for Japan. I was gonna say, okay, there's too many misses. It does split Japan. Sorry, Taiwan are gonna take this point. Take the breakpoint back. We see a triple Team FC right at the end from Japan.
Feeling good, they picked LN3, but then suffered their most brutal defeat to the tune of 40,000 points. Japan was itching to get to match point, so they went for Rice 2, the other jump stream map, and even though it was decently close this time around, they still came out on top.
Shisei does actually take it, but I still think they're actually all around are still higher just because their players are so good. But Shisei taking another one, and that's not what you want to see. We go to the last sliver of map, and it's looking like Japan just barely are able to clutch up their point.
That is so sad, actually. That is very upsetting. Taiwan.
With their backs against the wall, Taiwan shakily chose Hybrid 2, and by the skin of their teeth, hung on to the lead that they had accrued through the map by virtue of better team accuracy. On Japan's pick, they went for the streams chart, as straightforwardness seemed to be the key to victory. However, Taiwan yet again squeezes by with the win through the closest score difference in the match so far.
Give it back to Japan, so Taiwan need to hold on to their combos as long as they can. There is not much map left to go, only a couple seconds. But still, the density does not stop. It's whether or not these players can hold on to the FC, which they do. Taiwan finding another point. That's 2 in a row, and that's the first breakpoint of 2.
With the comeback now in sight, Taiwan chose Toki as they had already won on the other tech pick. Unfortunately, their loss was rather unceremonious, as Shisei had an unfortunate strew of bad judgments and misses, stopping the potential short and letting Japan move on in the tournament.
Peru's run in this World Cup just keeps getting crazier and crazier, especially with this intense matchup against Spain. Neither team has any notable advantages against each other, so Spain, with the first pick, decides to choose a decent middle ground in Rice 4. Danger and Danger has had countless insane scores on it, but Ime and Anku's performances were just on another level. Onto Peru's pick. They opted into Hybrid 1, a category where many upsets have been happening. But with a 3-way FC from Peru, they are looking tough to beat. Many would expect Spain to just pick another Rice map since they just won the last one, but instead they went for LN1, which seemed to have just narrowly backfired on them.
Teams will have very low chances of missing, and now even if the lead has decreased, now all Peru has to do is focus, but there's still a lot of LN Jacks. I see a 200 from Sophie, but that might not be enough. And just like that, Peru takes a breakpoint off of Spain. That ratio difference is significantly in favor of Spain, but the misses were way too much.
Off the back of a breakpoint, Peru now has some leeway to choose more technical maps, especially like the Hybrid 3 that they chose. Anku was there in the clutch to be able to not only top the lobby, but also help secure another point for Peru. Spain has been having a lot of consistency issues so far, but they still chose Rice 7, where they achieved the first Team FC of the match, easily securing victory. With the Hybrid pool almost exhausted, Peru decides to leave Hybrid 2 for later, and instead just go for Rice 2. So far in this tournament, Peru has been a formidable force on simpler jump stream, and this is no exception. especially with two 998 Ks from Dendro and Anku. Spain once again switched up their picks, going from Rice last time to LN this time. The map was extremely close, with misses being taken by almost every player, but due to a few very dirty drops from Peru, Spain were narrowly able to take the lead. Peru seemed to prefer switching between map types, since they went for LN2. This map was looking to be Spain's first breakpoint, with a 3-way FC for most of it, but disaster struck in the final seconds.
Yeah, no misses on Spain. Again, this is a very interesting situation. Victor does find a miss, but what? Oh, is this what Peru's been banking on this entire time? Because that was 2 massive drops. Oh wow, 3 massive drops. Oh my, no way.
There's no way.
There is no way. Wow, Peru with the triple full combo, despite not the best accuracy, that was just more than enough. Their gamble paid off very hard.
Now on match point, and coming off an insanely close LN2, Spain has to clutch up for the rest of these maps, so they decide to trust in their abilities to play Rice 5. However, even at the start, Abril's miss put Spain at a disadvantage. As a result, Peru closed out the match cleanly with two 997Ks from Anku and Dendro. MVP for this match goes to none other than Dendro, whose accuracy and consistency, sustained even this far into the tournament, were pivotal to winning so many of these maps. It's been great to see the performance that Spain has put up this World Cup, but sadly, they are now eliminated.
The Hong Kong and United Kingdom match was a spectacle to behold, and also one that features a little bit of history between the two teams. You see, in last year's MWC, both of them had met in the quarterfinals losers bracket, and in the end, Hong Kong pulled off an insane upset through the tiebreaker to move on. Safe to say, the match had started off hot. The UK picked Rice 3 and proceeded to blow Hong Kong out of the water through two 998.7s from Newson and Zubin, with HK taking losses on their pick of LN3 through a couple of misses, as well as getting beat out again by the UK on Rice 7 even with triple FCs. Things were looking grim. They finally made their way into the match, however, with their protect of LN1. Through better coordination, this was the first chart where Hong Kong had both better accuracy and combo, letting them squeeze in with a score 1-3. The next pick of Rice 2 was down to the wire, and it only took one lapse in judgment for the tension to break.
Zubin now ahead of the rest, but Newson finds a break at the end! And now Hong Kong just need to hold on to their combos.
Hong Kong, if they can hold on to this combo, accuracy shouldn't play much of a factor. They will take the breakpoint away from UK. They take their breakpoint back. This score is now 2-3, and it's Hong Kong next to pick. All of a sudden, they're now back into the game.
With no time to breathe, Hong Kong chose LN2 to try to tie things up. And if you thought the last map was close, I've got some news for you.
Enough to flick it over, but oh my god! What's happened to UK?
A team collapse, 3 players missing at one section. Now the score lead is barely in Hong Kong's favor, 3,000 points. One miss can still bring it back over to UK. But do we see it? We see accuracy drops.
Oh my god, less
But
than
is
1,000
it
points
going
in
to
the intro.
700 points of difference.
Hong Kong might just have barely escaped death there at the end.
A 700-point difference was one of the tightest gaps we saw all weekend, and HK had finally tied up a match that looked to go the distance like last year's brawl. The United Kingdom had no momentum, but they had one ting with Gross's Castle. Zubin threw the match at high speeds to go up 4-3. In a somewhat unconventional pick, HK challenged the UK to a Rice accuracy battle, and to many people's surprise, they won out. It was extremely close with only 1,000 points separating the two, but well deserved. The United Kingdom still had Rice 6 up their sleeve, and although it featured a miss from each team, it was just what they needed to get themselves up to match point. Winners bracket life on the line, Hong Kong looked to recreate the tiebreaker position, but ultimately Hybrid 3 was their fatal flaw. They didn't have the combination of physicality and finesse for this map, ending in the biggest deficit of the match, totaling 50,000 points. The United Kingdom moves on to face China in the semifinals, but Hong Kong still survives in the lower bracket.
Our final highlighted match is the losers bracket Seed 17 Poland versus Seed 14 Philippines. Poland picks first and decides to go for Hybrid 1, possibly trying to catch the weakness the Filipinos have had on hybrids throughout the tournament so far. However, something must have happened to Poland, as just before the break, two players suffered devastating misses. First point, first break point. The Philippines has an early advantage and goes for LN1 Golden Ray. The Philippines teams used to be well known for being strong on LN, and this year is no different, since even with 3 misses, the Philippines is able to triumph. Losing a breakpoint early is always difficult, so this map is important for the team's morale. Poland, as a result, settled down for an easier map, Rice 6, and it was looking well in their favor right until the end, where it just barely slipped from their hands.
Klobark actually finds the trade miss. Very, very clean miss at that though. 99.85 is the accuracy still. So Ak lead might be actually switching over to the Philippines. Psycho finds a miss as well. Poland crumbling towards the end of this map. Philippines gonna take the lead back.
Currently in the lead, the Philippines has so much room for error, but they just keep their foot on the gas with LN3, and they continue their dominance in this match, getting a clean team score as well as going up 4-0. This is the last point before Philippines is on match point, and so far nothing has been working for Poland, but they still have hope in the simpler maps in the pool, such as their pick in Rice 3. This is the kind of map where a single miss can cost you to win. Luckily, that miss was on the side of the Philippines. The Philippines still has a lot of room for error with 2 breakpoints as a buffer, so they quickly pick Hybrid 3. But Malza securing a full combo and 2 strong supporting scores, Poland is right back in this match. Poland seems to have gotten their stride back, and went for another simpler pick, Rice 1. But this map was a nail-biter because of the 2 late misses from Poland.
Gonna be following more the same.
Malza.
Malza finding a drop.
Wait, this isn't the end of the map. This could be dangerous. This lead is going to shrink. I think Poland might still have the lead just by a little bit, but it's going to be very close now.
Wait, hold on. We're getting to the end. Is it 3-digit?
Oh my god. 400 points. Poland just keeping it in their favor. That was the cleanest possible miss I've ever seen.
Now the Philippines only has 1 breakpoint left in store, but after losing 3 maps in a row, everyone can tell that they've been shaken. So far the team has been strong on LNs, and with LN2 still available, they choose it. The first half was insanely close with 6-way Lobby FC, but as we close out, the Filipino stamina seems to give out. We are back to even. It almost feels like a fairy tale for Poland, but they can't let up yet. They pick Rice 5, where this cruel story's climax begins. Poland's back is officially against the wall. They must win the next pick or else be eliminated. And I'll just let y'all see how it turns out on Hybrid 2.
AK point lead over towards the side of the Philippines. Still
There
close
goes
to finding that miss.
That's a big miss, but
trades it
Malza
back.
trades it. It's going to be completely neutralized. Philippines going to keep the advantage going into the last section of the map. And Poland now have to hope for multiple mistakes to come out of the Philippines team if they want to stay alive here.
Heading into the ending of the map, it is still possible for Poland to get themselves back and take this point, but with just very small amounts of the map left, mini coordination section, there's not really going to be enough time, but anything can still happen. The map is still there until the very end. Plan on finding a drop, but unfortunately, with a clean miss like that, I don't think.
If there was a little bit more.
This match could go either way depending on the day, but the Philippines is able to preserve and move on to the next stage, where they will face Hong Kong. MVP goes to Yvette, whose ability to play almost anything, even after losing 4 maps in a row, is in full force. Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another interview. This week we're going to be interviewing a Filipino player called Velyria. They've been performing really well in the World Cup so far. So, do you want to introduce yourself a bit and maybe talk about what you've been doing on the team so far?
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Velyria. People consider me as the Philippines race carry, and that's basically all I play in this game. But you might see me play hybrid sometimes this year because I've been practicing that a lot.
Yeah, I've definitely seen you be the rice carry, especially you've been honestly like top scoring even the tournament alone on a lot of rice scores. But I know the Philippines has a very strong tournament community, and I know you've played in a few of them, getting to finals, I believe, in the last Philippines Nationals. So how do you think that's
Yeah.
really affected your gameplay? Do you think it's helped you in any way, or what?
The nationals tournament actually helped me in the accuracy because like I've never been a consistent player before. All I've been doing is pushing, and now I actually enjoy playing ARC and consistency a lot. And now here I am playing for MWC, which is a great opportunity for me to improve more on that.
Yeah, that's always great to hear. I know, especially for a lot of players, they may not have that kind of ability to be able to play those nationals just because their country doesn't have it. So I think it's really great to see that it has been at least helping out a bit. But
Yep.
I know you did say you're a more new gen player. You started playing in 2024. Do you think people are underestimating you as a result? And if so, how do you deal with that?
That is actually quite understandable because, like as I've said before, I'm a push player and not an app player. So that's only actually boosting my motivations to improve so I can at least prove everyone wrong and I can actually be a tournament player.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say to your doubters specifically?
Just keep doubting me and I'll try to prove you all wrong. Yeah,
That's super great to hear. But yeah, so obviously in match against Poland, it has been extremely stressful just because of going from 0-4 to immediately 4-4. How did that feel for you?
Poland was a really strong team for sure. And when they chased us to 4-4, that actually really got us paranoid. And we maybe thought that they could actually beat us. And that really fueled our anxiety, but it was actually nice that we managed to get over it and eventually prevail against them.
Yeah, was there anything that you really expected Poland to do in this matchup specifically?
I actually expected them to chase, but not to that extent actually.
So y'all obviously had two matches this week since you are in losers bracket. Um, what were the differences you'd say in your strategy as a result?
For our next matches, I think we're gonna have to change our strategies up a lot considering the next teams that we're going to play are incredibly strong. So we gotta try something new and hopefully it works.
Yeah. Speaking of your next team, you are playing Hong Kong, which is one of the strongest teams in the tournament. It's very, very scary to be able to play. Their team is just absolutely absurd. Do you feel confident going in? Do you feel like there's something that you need to really be prioritizing at this moment?
Yeah, I'm actually not that confident facing them considering how much our opponents improved since last year. And especially now, if we even beat Hong Kong, there's still Thailand or Canada going after, which is the strongest teams. So I think I have to really focus on improving my accuracy more in Rise than focusing on the other skill sets.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know Hong Kong's rice accuracy, I believe, is a bit weaker than their LNs. So definitely y'all do have a chance. I know surprisingly enough, compared to the previous years, the rice team for Philippines has been really, really strong this year. I think that's definitely been helped by you, but I mean, your other teammates have been also aiding in that fact. So I think personally, you could definitely take at least a point or two on Hong Kong, just on those rices alone.
Yeah, hopefully, but let's not jinx that.
So the Philippines roster has changed a lot in the previous few years, just because of adding players and losing players and doing a bunch of roster swaps. And do you think you felt any changes in the team itself and like the team dynamic, or do you think really it's all been like the same, just with different faces?
I feel like the team has actually gotten more comfortable having more people around. And it's good that there's a lot more new players going and participating in the nationals, and they want to all like play for MWC someday. And it's actually nice to have new faces around.
Well, those are all my questions. Thank you so much for stopping by and having this interview with me. Do you have any shoutouts or any closing remarks that you want to give?
I just want to give a shout out to my team members for doing their best in playing and going for their dream to go for podium. And I'll keep playing MWC until I help them achieve that goal. So that's all.
That's really, really nice to hear. Thank you all so much for watching this interview. I hope to see y'all again next week. Thank you once again to Velyria for actually participating in this interview. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
And that'll be it for this week's recap. Thanks to the Philippines for that wonderful interview, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out the first OSU original tiebreaker song for this MWC if you haven't already. The name is Void Shader by Sad Keyboard Guy and Mintian, with vocals provided by Zia. The link will be in the description for the showcase video. There are only 12 teams remaining, and this weekend in the semifinals, 6 more will be eliminated. As we narrow down the field, this is where stars begin to shine. But which ones will shine the brightest? Take care, and see you next week.